CF Montreal. Wilfred Nancy jumps into year two after taking over for Mr. Thierry Henry, finishing 10th in the East last year with 46 points, 2 points off of a playoff spot behind the greatest team of all time, New York Red Bull. A very interesting look as to what this team may come out and look like. They may go three in the back. They may go with 4-3-3, kind of like I did last year. I have them right now in a 4-3-3. You can tell me if you have anything different. Pantemis in goal with Johnston, Corbo, Camacho, and Miller across a back four. Wanyama and Piet and Mihailovic make up a midfield three with Kyoto or Ahmed Hamdi at left wing, Torres on the right, and either Mason Toy if he's healthy or Sanusi Ibrahim at the striker spot. What do you think?
Yeah, sounds about right, I would say.
Yeah, I think it's definitely not set in stone. There are definitely a few people. That goalkeeper spot isn't necessarily locked down with Breza coming back, who had basically just about the same rating as Pantemis did over a few less games. Will they go to a back five with Johnston and ZBG? I don't know. So that is something we definitely need to focus on.
I think they also got Bjorn Johnson at striker as well that could possibly get into the mix.
He could, yeah. I saw Ibrahim and Toy as the first two, and then they could go 5-3-2, right, and go play with two strikers and have him come in and kind of play off of Ibrahim or Toy for sure, absolutely. That puts a few other people down on the bench, but yeah, there's a lot of things Nancy can do with this team. It'll be very interesting to see what he comes out with. But my question to you, Mr. Connor Wright, did they improve during this window? You think they got better?
Well, I think really the only place that they potentially got better. They brought in Corbo and Johnston. I think Johnston's a little bit of an upgrade on ZBG, but granted, not a ton. I still think ZBG was solid.
So is that a yes or no?
Well, yeah, did you go over who they lost?
No, but I'm talking about players that they came in. So I'll answer my question because you're waffling on over there. You and your co-host in the back over there. Anybody who's watching can see Fathead Connor playing tennis on the wall.
Mm-hmm.
I think they did, right? You've got Johnston, as we talked about. You brought back Hamdi and Camacho. Breza came back as a second option in goal. And Corbo on loan, I see a lot as a Louis Binks type of Bologna loan. Young, good potential. I think he's got a real good shot at sliding in and being successful in that team. They did lose Maciel, but he wasn't really fitting in much anyway. I'm going to say that they improved a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and be happy with that.
Yeah, I think that's kind of where I was leaving as well. They also got the youngster Mako Miljevic.
Okay.
High potential, I think, probably won't start right away, especially since I think he plays the same position as Jordy. And Jordy's their best player, so they're not going to swap out Jordy. But
allegedly.
What do you mean allegedly?
You
don't think Jordy's their best player?
You've got Victor Wanyama. He played in Europe, so that means he absolutely has to be their best player.
Oh, here we go again.
Haven't we talked about this? I feel like we have.
Yeah, I'm gonna say they improved as well. I don't really think they lost much at all. So adding Johnston and
in terms of who
Corbo
they lost
good.
at the end of the year, it was all. Clement Diop. I think he was kind of on his way out anyway.
Yeah.
Mustafa Kiza and Balu Tabla both maybe.
Oh man, Balu Tabla, what a fall from grace.
I know, right?
Barcelona.
Yeah. And then Maciel is the only other one that kind of stuck out to me. So
you'll be happy to know no Kike Struna anymore.
I know, I saw that too.
It's like that's an automatic A off season for me.
What do they still need? What do they need to be better?
I would say it's a little bit tough because I think they're pretty well-rounded on most of the field. I mean, you have Victor Wanyama is more of a defensive midfielder, Jordy, who's fantastic going forward in the mid. I think Kyoto is very underrated in this league as a forward. I think he's great on the wings for them. I'd say maybe they could get a little bit better at striker. I mean, why not? If you have a DP spot available, just go bring in a big name. Go get your Didier Drogba again. I think that would just really round it off. I mean, the guys that they have there right now, by no means are they bad. They can listen, Adam. I'm talking about Mason Toito. He is not bad, I promise. But I think they could just possibly go get someone massive there and then just really like solidify solidify this team's chances at making a playoff run. But otherwise, I feel like they're pretty strong all around. I mean, maybe could get slightly better at center back, but I don't know. They're pretty well rounded.
For me, it was, I mean, left back depth right now. If you're not going to move Brogiard over, you've got Zorhan Basong or Kamal Miller. And I guess, according to Transfer Market, Thor Kelson. Just a little bit of depth in case somebody goes down or international duty, whatever. Just to follow up on something you were mentioning before, I think somebody who might have a sneaky good year this year is Matthew Chonier. He got a good bit of time last year in Montreal's system. And I like the way he plays personally, just as a football fan, right? But I was just about to bring up Lassi Lapalainen and kind of where he fits in, but
I have a feeling your answer is the bench. Is that where he fit in?
Yeah, but no, I agree with you. I think they're pretty deep in a lot of important areas, and different people can kind of fill in when needed. And they're flexible. It gives them a lot of flexibility to make formation changes, right? They can play with wingers. They can go more central. They just got to find the right combination, because if you keep, I'm pretty sure that you can look at anybody who's been successful and they have very rarely played 19 formations. They usually have the same formation, same starting 11. So they got to figure it out quick. Who's their best addition?
It's tough between Johnston and Corbo for me. I'm a big Alistair Johnston fan, just like I know you are as well. The only thing holding me back is just the fact that ZBG was pretty solid to begin with. So Johnston, he's an improvement, but like only to some point. So I kind of want to go Corbo here, just because I feel like he's the replacement for, I guess, Kike Struna, which I would say is a pretty good upgrade. So I'll go Corbo in this case, especially since I feel like there's good odds that you'll go Alistair Johnston here.
Yeah, I stayed away from Corbo simply for the fact that while I feel he'll be Louis Binks-esque, I don't know that he'll be Louis Binks-esque. So while I enjoyed the idea of having another Louis Binks back there with Camacho and seeing some good play out of him, I went with Johnston simply because of all the stuff that we've been talking about over the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
In terms of their biggest loss, I know we went through all this. I thought Maciel had a little bit of potential when we were watching him early in 2020, 2021, but he never really just found a way to make it work. And they don't really have a direct replacement yet in terms of people that they brought in. So that one, I mean, you've got Nathan Saliba, I believe, is a homegrown player. Apologies, Montreal fans. I don't know exactly. No, he didn't get any time. Oh, no, he didn't. I'm trying to remember where I know that name from, but haven't really replaced him yet. So, but again, like we were talking about before, they haven't really lost too many people. So,
yeah, it's just kind of a tough one exactly to say who their biggest loss is. I mean, I guess maybe I could say Diop, even though I know that obviously he was kind of on the way out already, seeing as how he wasn't really getting the game time. But I still think Diop was super. I think he was good enough that he could challenge Pantemis for, or whoever's in goal for the starting spot. So
Mhm.
again, they didn't really lose much, so it's hard to say exactly who their biggest loss is.
For sure. Yeah, no, I get that. All right. Let me know who you're watching.
I am going to watch. I'll say. I'll watch Corbo. So you mentioned it before. Has the potential to maybe be a Louis Binks type center back for this team. So I think that would be there's definitely a lot of uncertainty when it comes to what he's going to bring to the table because we haven't really obviously seen him in the league, and bringing in guys from outside of the league can really be hit or miss. So let's see if Corbo is a hit for them, or and he starts to succeed, maybe carries them into that playoff picture, or if he flops and now that becomes a weak position for Montreal.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think the person I'm going to watch most is Sanusi Ibrahim. He was really more of a sub last year, but he did have 4 goals in 900 minutes, and one of those was against Red Bull, which is why I kind of remember him. But he's super dynamic. He's really, really fun to watch in terms of just creativity and making things happen. I think if they give him a shot, I think he has a really good year in 2022. So that's why I'm watching. Big questions. This is our TikTok theme of the next couple weeks is big questions for teams. My big question: what's your shape, and what are you doing with Zachary Bergiard? You spend $1 million Garber bucks on Alistair Johnston, and they're both on the same side of the field. You either got to convert him over to the left back, convert Johnston over to the left back, or sell him on. So what's going on with that, and how quickly can you get that done? Because that's money that you can reinvest, right?
Yeah, that's a good one. My question is, what takes this team to the next level? So I feel like they didn't change a ton from last year. They upgraded a little bit in a couple of positions, but what's going to take this team to the next level to the point where they're challenging for top of the East? What do they need to do in order to get to that level? Because I think they improved enough that they can make a realistic chance at getting into the playoffs, but I still don't think this team is necessarily good enough on paper to challenge for that supporter shield top of the East spot. So what do they need to do in order to do that?
Gotcha. All right. Then my last question for you before we move on to a very special team, which is I'm surprising you don't have this scarf. But anyways, where are they finishing?
I'm thinking Montreal is going to be I want to say this is similar to where I said DC. So I'm thinking right around the playoff line. So maybe somewhere between like 6 and 9.
Okay. I might be spoiling some things here for our next few episodes. I've got them at 5 through 7 in the East right now. I think this team on paper, if they stay healthy, is a playoff team.
It could be. Yeah.
So
I mean, they very well could be.
I am very, very excited for that. But that is our Montreal not so deep dive. We didn't get too deep, but we'd love to hear your thoughts. I know we have a few Montreal fans that love interacting with us. So shout out to you guys, and we hope to hear from you and your thoughts really soon.